Commissioner Clementi has requested an excuse. Commissioner Anderson,
Here.
Vice Chair Baydun,
Here.
Chair Kinlock.
Present.
We have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda,
Item B, Chair's remarks.
I have none. Next item,
Item C, approval of the minutes from the November 21st, 2024 meeting.
a motion is in order. You may use your device.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Baydun, supported by
Support.
Commissioner Anderson. Please vote. Chair votes yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do voice vote.
There we go.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda,
Item D, unfinished business. There is none listed. Moving to item E, under new business, number 1, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020 for 35,229 certifying revenue in the Circuit Court Fund.
and you may approach. Who's here to speak to this item?
Good morning, Margaret Flanagan, General Counsel for Third Circuit Court.
Thomas Harrell, Chief Financial Officer, Third Circuit Court.
Thank you. So in regards to this item,
Which item number you're on?
item one, we're on item 1, the budget adjustment 2024-35229.
Yes, this is a state grant that was provided to the city of Detroit, and we are the subrecipient of it in the amount of $2 million. We're looking to appropriate the amount of $2 million. Basically, what we're utilizing the funds are for personnel, technology, equipment, and courtroom updates. Once again, to officially reduce the backlog that we have. So that's what we're here for today.
Okay, thank you, and welcome. This is your first time before the committee.
Yes. thank you.
Yes, welcome. Okay, hey, Lynn, yep. Yep, okay, so are there any questions from any of the commissioners? Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item number 2, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020 for 35,205 certifying revenue in the County Health Fund.
Who's here to speak to this?
Miles Kepper, Finance Director for the Department of Health, Human and Veteran Services. This is a grant that we just certifying $750,000 for the Public Health Department. We received this extra funding to help offset some of the grants. So this grant will be paying for environmentalists. Now, we see it's in the middle of the year, so typically what's gonna happen, we're gonna decertify about half of it, recertify for this year, and then most likely we'll be receiving another about $800,000.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners? Commissioner Marecki and then Commissioner McCormick.
It's going to be for personnel?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so how many people?
I'll get that number for you. I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner McCormick? Oh, she asked it? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you, Kamal. Next item, Madam Clerk.
We are now moving to the addenda for item number 3, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2020 for 35,290 certifying revenue and decertifying revenue in the Juvenile Justice Abuse Neglect Fund and certifying and reallocating expenditures in the Special Capital Projects Fund.
Who's here to speak to this? Oh, there you go. Okay, okay.
Greg McIntyre, Deputy Budget Director, Management and Budget.
Good afternoon. Okay, you can go into general description.
Good afternoon, everyone. This budget adjustment is to address the $20 million from the SIMCA clawback, which was originally $50 million. So this $20 million, we're asking the commission to obligate it before December 31st, so we do not have to return this money to the federal government. So the budget adjustment that we are proposing is consistent with what we did last year. we are consistent with what the auditors had us do last year. So we're trying to mirror that regard. So Fund 499 was set up as a special capital projects fund. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to take $26 million from Fund 299 and apply it to Fund 292, which is the child care, freeing up that same amount, 26 million from the general fund that will be sent to the 499 Special Capital Projects Fund. Fund 299 is included in the FY 24-25 budget, all except the $26 million that we're here today to discuss. And unlike other grants, we do have ability to move cash around. So
Yeah, within the same category, yeah. So the question is, so the clawback was 30 million, the remaining dollars, where is that from SEMCA?
where is it?
Yeah, so right now we're looking at 26 million that you're looking to reallocate. Is there, in other words, are all of the dollars that were associated with the SEMCA clawback, have they all been allocated?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, in some shape, form, or fashion.
correct.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Marecki?
So that was the 30 million we talked about?
Yes.
In the past? Okay,
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
all been, okay.
Yes,
Right.
that's the
Thank you.
clawback.
Thank you. Okay, any additional questions? Any additional questions? Thank you. Okay, we'll take a single motion afterwards. Let's see, and then next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35-256, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions for this item? Next item?
Item 5, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35-199, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Commissioner Anderson. Who's here? Okay. Greg, would you be answering? Oh, no, okay, no. No.
Yes. Just wondered,
Okay, that's fine.
what's the purpose of this? I see it's $50,000 for HHV, SA, or, but I'm trying to figure out the swag items. What's that for?
Yes, Kamal Keperu, Finance Director for the department. These items are the department purchase sweatshirts, T-shirts, different items. So when they get out in the community, they just pass out certain information, but also wearing, the sweatshirts, logos and all that.
Do these have names, individuals' names on them?
Not well, the department name,
Just the department?
just the
name?
department name,
Okay.
correct.
Thank you.
And I'll double check. I don't recall seeing anybody personal name, but I know.
But some departments do have the staff name on it, so people know who they are. Yeah, so with the symbol, yes.
These also, were these bid out? I mean, it's $50,000, but
I'll check that.
Okay.
thank you.
And you'll get that back to us. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So who are these items given to?
Well,
Like water bottles and,
it depends, but mostly it's internal, right? So when the staff go out, they either wearing a T-shirt, a sweatshirt, or something to that degree. So the other stuff, the small items, I'll double check if stuff is actually going out.
just to identify they're from
Correct.
that department, if there's an event?
Correct.
Or, okay,
And the department is going out to a lot of events now and plan to
Okay.
go out.
and they get to
Good.
put their lunches in a lunch bag? Has a department name on it? All right, thanks.
Mhm.
Any additional questions? Any additional questions? And you'll get that back to us as it relates to whether it went out on for bid.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also how many staff from the other one.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't forget.
Thank you. Okay, so no additional questions. Okay, thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35-30 for reallocating expenditures in the county health fund.
Any questions? Any questions? Next item, Madam Clerk.
We are now moving to item 7, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35-171, reallocating expenditures in the Soldiers and Sailors Relief Fund.
Any questions? Any questions? Next item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35-301, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Any questions? Any questions? Next item.
Requesting
Oh,
commission-
question. Commissioner Marecki.
Exactly what this was.
Kamal Keperu, Finance Director for Health, Human and Veteran Services. This right here is just doing a budget adjustment, moving more money to the relief. So in this, matter of fact, this is the Veterans Grant, the additional money we got. And the department just want to move money because they provided more relief services to veterans
Okay.
this year.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any additional questions? Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2025-35-021, certifying revenue in the general fund and in the circuit court fund.
Who's here to speak to this?
Good afternoon. Excuse me, Margaret Flanagan, General Counsel for Third Circuit Court.
Thomas Farrell, Chief Financial Officer, Third Circuit Court. Yes, this is just a budget adjustment submitted on behalf of the Third Judicial Circuit Court of Michigan to certify Fund 101 fund balance to transfer funds to the Circuit Court Fund in the amount of $8,587,640. The transfer will provide funding to help the court address ongoing vacancies that are impacting the court's operations.
How is that going as far as the vacancies and filling those vacancies? Because been talking to the, current chief judges, Ms. Flanagan, they, came through budget hearings and was explaining those concerns. So how is this helping?
Yeah, it's helping. It's come down since I arrived about 6 months ago. We believe that this funding will help retain employees, give them a reason to stay with the circuit court to reduce those vacancies. But since I've been there, it has been coming down quite a bit. But we think that this initiative will help it make it be a little bit better, actually a lot better.
That's good to hear. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Any additional questions? Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh, no, Commissioner Recchi, we need some lights.
Mr. Chair.
So what kind of positions are you like clerks, that type of thing in the court? I mean, $8 million is a pretty good chunk of
Mhm.
change. So, some of those positions have gotten increases in pay, right?
Correct.
So what other, vacancies? Prosecutors?
They would not be prosecutors under our section.
No.
Did you want
Okay.
to speak to this? This is all Third Circuit Court staff, anywhere from
Yeah.
a clerk through judicial assistants. that
Clerks,
assist-
judicial assistants, managers, people that hurt with the workload of the Third District Court, things of that nature.
So if you don't hire this year, those positions, you will keep it for the next year, keep the money for the next ongoing years until these are filled? Or how does this work? Do you anticipate it being done this year?
Yes, we anticipate it being done this year, but we do have a reserve fund. But more importantly, like you stated, we are going to put that in place so that those particular items or those particular vacancies will be filled. So that's one of our top priority going forward.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Anderson, then Commissioner Baker McCormick.
One last question on my behalf would be, how's the operations of the court improved since, because I understand there was a real problem back during COVID and on the tail end of COVID. Have they improved?
Yeah, we've had great improvement. I think we've reduced our vacancy rate down into, perhaps the low 30%, where it was upwards of over 50% vacancy rate. So we've been, beefing up the HR division. We have a new HR director and team that has been stepping up recruitment efforts, non-traditional recruitment, much like, some of the other departments have done, the sheriff's department, the prosecutor's office, to try and increase the numbers into our court. And I think overall, we've had the opening of the new CJC, so staff going over there and a couple little bumps there, but, we are seeing happier employees. We think they're more on par with the rest of the the individuals at the county, both in the prosecutor's office as well as countywide, that saw some increases in the union contracts and things. So this is all helping retention and recruitment, so that we're both keeping those that come in the door, but also attractive to those that aren't leaving us for Oakland County or Macomb or other neighbors.
I know there was an issue with security at one time that we were experiencing, and I think it was causing some concern on behalf of the judges and the other court staff. Is that improved?
I can report that the contract with Allied has, I think, produced some really positive results as the year has gone on. We were back in front of you, I think, supporting the approval of that outside contractor. We continue to work with the sheriff's department and look forward to, our judges want sheriff deputies with them if at all possible. But we also have to realize the reality that their staffing wasn't there. They were already pulling people in overtime. They have like a daily overtime crunch crisis where they're moving people just to staff the jail and honoring their statutory and constitutional duties first. So I think Allied has been a very positive aspect for the court to ensure that we're keeping those that come into the court safe and the judges as well. Obviously, our goal is to move back towards the sheriff's department and our sheriff deputies and away from a privatized security base.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Baker McCormick and then Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You talked a little bit about hiring and what does that process look like? What are you doing to hire staff?
Well, I can speak to several of the efforts, and Thomas could echo my comments, but we have done things like gone to certain Indeed, other private recruitment for hard to fill positions, such as some of our specialists, psychologists, things like that embedded within the court. Anywhere to churches and regional areas. With our HR staff goes right to them to tell them what jobs are immediately available. We've also even brought the fingerprinting in-house so that if you're at a job fair and it seems like everything is working, they can print them there and get this ball rolling so that the normal kind of log jam that you might experience in onboarding someone is cut down tremendously. And again, that helps us not lose out on qualified candidates that are looking at 2 or 3 or 4 jobs in the area.
So you are having job fairs, and when are those held? And
We can get that information for you. I don't have it immediately available, but yes,
Yeah,
we are participating in others in the community that that invite us to participate in their affairs. But
you don't have one of your own. That's what I'm asking.
I think we've had one in Western Wayne, but I can get that for you, Commissioner, all the history of where we've been this year and where we plan to go in 2024 or
Thank you.
2025.
Yes, we have had community places where we've gone. I believe when I first came on board about 6 months ago, we had one within 2 months.
Okay.
Northwest Detroit Center, actually someone got hired into my department, 2 people from that particular environment. I've already talked with Human Resources about, like Margaret stated, we'll open up LinkedIn, going to special websites that cater to court employees and placing information on those particular websites to gather more applicants. So yes, we have been doing a little bit more going forward with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are our salaries now closer to the other counties?
Yes, yes, we negotiated with our union groups. We also negotiated with Wayne County to try to bring it up to speed so that we can retain more employees. That was one of the reasons why people were leaving. They compared it to Oakland County, Macomb County, other various counties. We decided that we needed to increase that, and we thank Wayne County for working with us on that collaborative effort, and it has been up to par so that hopefully we can retain those employees and give them a reason to stay here at Third Circuit Court.
Very good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the question. And the chief judge does send her regards. She's very grateful to the county and this body for assisting us with our budget efforts this year. She is out on a bereavement leave. Her mother unfortunately passed away. So she did want me to convey that this is a very obvious important agenda for her, item for her and the court's team. And, we're very grateful for the support of the county.
Yes, we extend our condolences to her, and you'll be getting information, so a more formal condolences can be.
Thank you. We'll do so.
Issue. Okay, any additional questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35038, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Okay, who's here to speak to this?
Greg McIntyre, Deputy Budget Director, Management and Budget.
Thank you. Okay, so are there any questions for this item? Are there any questions for this item? Okay. Okay, next item, Madam Clerk.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2024-35255, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Are there any questions? Are there any questions for this item? There being none, Madam Clerk, a motion is in order. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion.
I will make a motion to move all the items to the full board for consideration.
It's been moved by Commissioner Baydun, supported by Commissioner Scott. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those
Aye.
opposed? These items stand approved. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Turn to the agenda for item F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I know of none. Next item.
Item G, public comments.
Okay. At this time, I'd like for you to unmute the microphones for those individuals on Zoom, as well as who may be joining us by telephone. And I would like to ask if anyone would like to address this committee at this time to please raise your hand to be recognized. Madam Clerk,
There are no hands on Zoom and no emails were received.
and I'd like to ask now if there's anyone present who would like to address the committee to please step forward. Public comment is closed. Next item.
H, adjournment.
It's been moved by Baydun, supported by Scott to adjourn. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, the meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.